Welcome everybody, KingKlariT Gaming here, and what we're going to do today is play PC Building Simulator in free build, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to put together my current PC that we're playing on. I know that's weird. I built a computer to play a game that's about building computers, to build a computer that I've already built. But I just kind of want to share with you guys what I use on my personal computer when I play games on PC versus on PlayStation 4 or Xbox. So, also I want to give mention that my music channel is up and running, KingKlariT Music. So go ahead and pop over there and give that a subscribe. I can put the link in the description of this video as well. And also, if you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you any money, and I have plenty of entertaining content, along with, you know, weekly live streams, at least 1 or 2 a week usually. So that's always fun. So let's, without any further ado, get to it. And we'll hop into this room right here. I don't really have any other options anyway. I don't know what this is sitting here for, so we're just gonna get rid of that. And let's go in here and start with the cases. So what I have is a Corsair 4000D airflow, and you know, they don't really have Corsair 4000D airflow cases here, and I've kind of gone through all the scrolling of everything, and this Corsair IQ 220T RGB airflow is about as close as we're going to get to it. So we'll go ahead and just use this one. Boom. Put that there. Hop into this. We'll take off the side. See, mine doesn't come off like this. Mine comes off from the back, but it is a full glass side panel like this. So that's not really wrong. It's just how it connects is wrong. Take the back panel off so we can get the hard drives in and stuff. Now we're dealing with Corsair LL120 RGB LED case fans with this. Now, what I actually have is Corsair AF120 LED fans that are basically just white lights. And it's funny actually, the only ones that are lights, or have lights on them, are the top and bottom and the front of the case. So what might be funny is if I actually make this legitimately look like mine, and have the lights on here actually be white on the case fans once we get it all put together and stuff, and then remove like this one and make it black like it is on my actual computer, and then this one and make it black. But I don't think it'll give me an option for like a Corsair fan, so let's pop these off, pop this bad boy out, and we'll just make the RGB lights on this actually just white. It'll be easier. Pop that fan out. Go in here, case fans, it's already got Corsair there. So they don't really have any fans that have black blades on them like mine do, because the 2 fans in there are just standard in the case, and I was like, ah, that's fine, and I just added what was missing basically. So I don't truly have any RGB, and they are all 120mm. So let's just see what we can find for black 120s. So something that's just all black, but kind of looks like the Corsair fans. Let's actually type Corsair here quick. Hopefully the audio sounds fine. So there's a lot of fan blades on that, so let's see what we can find with that. I don't want them to look terribly different, but I may not actually really have a choice. You know what? Let's be quiet ones are actually pretty close, so we'll just use these if we find. Alright, so we'll stick that there. I know it's not quite right, and that's the thing, some of the stuff on here isn't going to be 100% match. Like, my RAM is made by Kingston, and as far as I could find, this game doesn't have any Kingston RAM. Silent Wings 3. Silent Wings 3. Come on. There you are. Pop that bad boy up there. Alright, so that's it for the case fans. That's essentially what it's going to look like. And then I already know I have to remove this because that's where my graphics card is going to be sitting. And then yeah, so this shroud doesn't come off. The power supply just kind of goes in there. Doesn't even look like it's got a mounting bracket here. Alright, cool, that makes that easier. So let's start with the motherboard. So the motherboard that I have is an MSI MPG X570 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi. So that would be this right here. So that's cool, that works, makes it easier. So they have my exact motherboard, which is good. Crap put in here. This game is super tedious. It's almost like actually building a computer. Wouldn't believe it until you try it. Except for the motherboard goes into place a lot easier than when you actually put it in there. Because, you know, you have to get it to fit into here properly, and this piece right here doesn't usually come attached to the back I/O. So, got to kind of slap that into place in the case, and then hope everything fits properly. And get these damn things to fit into place too. Alright, so that's that for that. That would be the motherboard. So now the next thing that we're gonna... Oops. No! Oh, damn it. We're not... Nope. Alright. Accidentally almost tried to remove the motherboard that I literally had just put in. Alright, let's put the processor in here now. And mine... Wow, there's so many of them here, it's ridiculous actually. I have the AMD Ryzen 9 3900X. So we'll just type the Ryzen 9 in here. Where the hell is it? Ryzen 9 12 core 3900X. Yep, that'd be the one. I should have just typed 3900X. 12 core, 24 threads, pretty badass actually. Far more than I actually really need, to be honest. And that probably goes for... Why the hell is that pin not going down? I'm not trying to remove it. Alright, so let's get the thermal paste on here. Never, never forget the thermal paste. Very, very, very important. I swear, I tell you. This is like, what the... No. Just trying to get this pin to go down here because it's not actually letting me click on the pin for some stupid ass reason. Oh. I guess we'll deal with that in the meantime. So we'll install CPU cooling. So the CPU fan that I'm actually, the heatsink fan that I'm using is actually the one that came with it with the Ryzen 9 processor. So they don't obviously have that on here, so we'll just put RGB and find something that's actually compatible. I was thinking something, well, mine's really big, bulky, and square like these are, but the fan doesn't fit that same kind of way. So we're gonna have to do like we will go with we'll go with this one. Never heard of it, but we'll stick her in there. And now of course it won't let me put it in there because this stupid ass pin won't go down. I'll pop the processor out. Let's zoom in and see what the hell I can. Okay, we'll install the processor again. There we go. Now the pin went down. Man, this game is stupid sometimes. Alright. So now we will put the thermal paste back on here. Again, as I said, it's very important to always remember to put thermal paste on here. Uncalled for if you don't. Very, very dangerous, causing overheating and stuff like that. Alright, back to the heatsink here. So RGB. And we'll go with... I know I said I was going to go with that one, but we'll actually go with this one because it's closer, it's just smaller than what mine is. Stick her in there. And plug this cable up here real quick just to get that out of the way so I don't forget. Alright, so now we got the heatsink in. So now we got to get the RAM. So again, as I mentioned, I have Kingston RAM, but the Kingston RAM that I have isn't actually in this game. So we gotta go with something that's similar, or at least as close as I can be. And it's plain Jane, it doesn't even have heat sinks on it. And it is 3200 megahertz RAM of some nature. I'm thinking that just for the sake of this, we'll make it simple and just use these ones right here, because it's about as close as we can get, and it looks pretty plain Jane. It does light up white, but that's fine, whatever. Alright, so we'll pop that in there. Yeah, and unfortunately right now all I have is 16 gigs of RAM. I was having issues finding RAM when I was building this computer, so unfortunately that's all we really have that we can use here. Now the next thing that we're going to pop in here is the graphics card. And no, I don't have NVMe or anything special like that for hard drives. Mine are basic from my older PC build that I just kind of reused again. I will be adding more hard drives to it later on. And let's see here. RTX 2080 Super. Yep, that's exactly the one that I have. Alright, so we'll pop that in there. Alright, so we got that all set. Now we need to go with the power supply. Power supplies. And minus Corsair. Pretty sure it is the RM750, and mine's an 80 plus gold. And these don't really particularly say that, so we'll just pop that bad boy in there, totally fine. Alright, now as far as I can see here, the only thing that we have left to add into here is the hard drives. So let's spin this bad boy around. Now my hard drives are Western Digital, and Western Digital isn't on this game for some reason, so don't have a good answer for that. I don't know why. Oh, of course there. So we're gonna start. I just have a 1 terabyte standard HDD. I don't know what the transfer rate and all that stuff is on it because I didn't actually take that close of a look at it before I went and made this video. So we'll just go ahead and pop that in there. It's going to be about as close as I really can get to it. And then I have an SSD, a 240 gig SSD. So we're need just some kind of SSD that we can put on here. No, not that one. I don't know what that is. Yeah, there you go. We'll just use a gigabyte one. That's fine. Alright, just pop that bad boy right there. Now mine's laid out differently. Mine is actually laid out just like that for the hard drive, for the HDD, but it won't let me put the solid state here on this game. So I just mounted it back here. Alright, now that we've done all of that, let's do the cable management, which on this game is super, super easy. Basically just tells you where everything goes, even though I do know where everything goes. It's ridiculous that it has to tell me, but you know what, it is what it is, right? Alright, plug in the front I/O. Alright, now let's plug this hard drive in here. And plug this hard drive up there. And I'll get this plugged into the power supply there. This hard drive plugged into the power supply there. And then we'll start with the case fans here. Pop that over there. And hook that up to this, like that. See, mine is definitely not set up like that, but you know what, it is what it is. Pop that right there. That literally right next to it. Boom. Alright, so that's all the wire management. Basically my whole entire computer in a nutshell. Let's put the back case, the front panel and stuff back on it. So Back panel. Eventually, there we go. Got that right there. And then, you know, let me know in the comments below if you want to see, you know, me build just like a really stupid dream PC rig, because I think that would be a lot of fun and a pretty fun idea as a whole for the channel, you know. Now let's plug in all of these wires here. Oh, there's the display, power supply, and of course keyboard and mouse. There's no point in putting a second graphics card in here as much as well, not in this one because that's not what I really have, but I mean, like if we were going to build another computer, there's no point because there's only one display that they ever actually let you use. I'm not going to put the front case back on here because that's not good in the eyes of building computers, because typically the computer won't post if you do that. And as for cables, mine are just standard like black cables in there, so I didn't put anything fancy here like this. But anyway, let's grab this so we can boot it. And then hit the power button. And we'll have to fix this RGB to white. And this is actual legit RGB. But let's see if it boots to OS. Let's pop over here. Oh, it's installing all of our drivers and stuff now. Very good. I know it's not like Windows, but it's, you know what, good enough, you know. Well, thanks for the boot up music. Now we'll have to install a few programs here that are on this. It's actually really funny. So we'll start with the lighting one. That way I can fix the RGB and stuff. Now this is cool because it actually tells you certain games that will it run. Some of them on here aren't real, some of them are real. They use GTA 5 on here as an example. We'll go through that here after I get this installed and reboot it. It's so ridiculous how it actually sits and says, you know, do this, do this, do this, and this, and this. We're not going to worry about like overclocking or benchmarking. Add standard virus protection because everyone should have virus protection of some way or another. So throw that on there. And I think that's good. Let the computer reboot. Alright, so now first thing that we're going to do, let's run a virus scan. So funny. Of course there shouldn't be any viruses on here since, you know, we just built it with clean hard drives, but you never know, right? Alright, so, wow, look at that go. That one's sitting at white correctly. Alright, so we'll change these two. And this one. Let's see if we can get it to be white. Yeah, there we go. And then, yeah, going through the rainbow effect is not wrong. I know my computer's kind of weird, but it going that fast is ridiculous. Oof, we don't want it strobing. It doesn't go that fast, it's kind of stupid. Alright, let's see. And it's more breathe. Because it's just like woof, 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 woof. But it doesn't really show like it's gonna let us do it, so I guess we'll just do, oh, maybe the RAM. Yeah, I mean that'll suffice, it's good enough, we'll apply that. Alright, now let's back out of here and see if it actually is light up properly. Those are. Why is everything white? I didn't tell it to be everything. This one, this one. Just do rainbow. Apply. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that's more accurate to how it really is. So yeah, and then we'll just put the side panel back up on this. Boom. Yeah, I mean, to the best of my ability, that's essentially my PC. Which is funny because the two fans in the front just like that. It looks exactly like that. It's utterly ridiculous. With no light in the back and no light in the center, it's hilarious. And then the RGB, heatsink, standard RAM. Yeah. So yeah, let me know if you want me to make a series of this, like, you know, at least play this a few more times, make a few more videos on it, building computers or whatnot. And let me know in the comments below about that. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the Will It Run thing here. So it shows like Dota, Euro Truck Simulator, Far Cry 5, Grand Theft Auto 5. So like, this is far superior to what Grand Theft Auto 5 requires for minimum specs, or far more than even recommended specs. This is overall overkill, so it's pretty awesome. That it's pretty accurate too with all that. But we'll back out of here. Did I take that out? No, I did not. Remove that. We don't need that anymore. And yeah. But let me know in the comments down below if this is something that you liked. If you want to see me build more computers, I could, you know, do another one where I build a really, really stupid computer that's ridiculously expensive. Oh, speaking of which, all of these prices are utterly ridiculous. First of all, this case is not a $15 case. That's more like a $60 to like $80 case if you were to buy it from something like Best Buy. And this motherboard was not $360. I paid about $210 for it. The processor was not $700. I paid about $430 for it. Not counting taxes. As for the case, or the heatsink here, that came with the processor, so no additional cost for that. My power supply was $125, not $170, and my RAM was about $80 collectively, $40 a stick. And my graphics card, that still isn't right. My graphics card was $720. But yeah, I mean, it's all kind of crazy. And these fans, the box of fans that I bought and I used in an old computer build too, so from my previous computer. And I got a box of fans, and it was like $45. It's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, we'll go ahead and power this thing down, back away from it. And yeah, if you like the series, just let me know. Feel free to leave a comment below. And yeah. Also, just to bear a reminder, please remember to subscribe to this channel if you are new and you like my content. I play plenty of other games, not just this and not just GTA. So just take a look at everything that I have here and hopefully you'll find something that you like. And I also just want to say to subscribe to my KingKlariT music channel. That would also mean a lot to me. And, you know, it doesn't cost any money to subscribe to either of the channels, and make sure you hit that notification bell as well. And thank you very much for stopping by, and hopefully you're having an awesome day. And you guys take care and be safe out there, okay?